Today we're going to use our heads.
I need a big wash machine.
And come up with some creative photography ideas that you guys can do whilst in lockdown. I'm pretty certain you're aware that the whole world is effectively in lockdown at the moment due to coronavirus. So there's not a lot else to do other than to try and find photography projects at home. So I thought it'd be a cool idea to challenge myself, Paul and George to a creative competition during lockdown to see what we can come up with.
Connecting.
Oh, hello.
Hello, Tom. How are you?
Fancy seeing you here.
Come here often.
Morning.
Just woken up, Paul.
Yeah, I'm sleepy.
I won't hang around. The reason why I've called this meeting is we're going to do a bit of a challenge today. Essentially, I'm going to lay out a theme. We need to capture one image. The rules are that you obviously can't leave your house. You can use your back garden, but don't use the front garden if you've got one. The other rule is no Photoshop, so no heavy manipulation, nothing like that. Lightroom is allowed, so basically anything you can do in Lightroom is fair game.
Cool.
Okay.
The topic for today is genitals.
Yes! I haven't shaved for a month.
No, really, the topic today is portraits.
Ah, okay.
So try and think outside the box where possible. Obviously, I have the slight advantage today because I've come up with the theme, so I've had a bit of time to think of it.
Planned it all out.
So I trust you guys to come up with something creative.
Okay.
Cool.
See you guys in a bit.
See you later.
But
Portraits. Inside the house, in the garden. Today, no Photoshop. What are we going to do?
for f***'s sake, what am I going to do for this?
I feel like they've both got kids. They can just take pictures of their kids, can't they? I've not got any kids. Right, let's see what we can do.
My plan is to take a self-portrait. I've come up with an idea, and that involves something in this cupboard. Oh, the washing machine! My plan is to stick my head inside of that and put the camera inside it as well to capture a weird sort of looking space type environment. You'll see what I mean in a minute. So in order to help with this, I need a wide angle lens to start with. I ended up buying one of these bad boys, which is a 7 Artisans 7.5mm fisheye. It's actually an APS-C lens, but I can still put it on my full frame camera and it'll be fine. And it will give me a super wide angle. The other hurdle I have is that this is manual focus only. And obviously if the camera is right at the back of the washing machine, there's no way in hell I'm going to be able to compose the shot. To fix that, I'm going to use my smartphone. My A7 III is able to connect to my phone wirelessly, and then it means I can take control of my camera from my phone and also see what I'm shooting, which should hopefully help. So here it goes. So I'm going to be shooting on manual mode today. That's just so that I have full control over the camera once I hook it up to my smartphone. Also, in order to make sure that I can keep the camera upright inside, I'm just going to use some of these washing ball thingies. You know what I mean? These things just to prop it up. So I'm going to connect to the camera now using the Sony Imaging Edge mobile app. Look at that! Right, let's just take a test shot and see what happens. We're probably going to have to stick it on self-timer as well. Here it goes. Right. So, kind of as I suspected, when I stick my head in there and block all of the available light, it's just pitch black. So even at 2.8 and with an ISO 1600, it's just way too dark. So that kind of means either we need to do a long exposure, which is going to be really difficult. The more reasonable answer is just to add our own light into there, either with a flash or probably with something a bit more creative. And I have an idea for that.
Right, he didn't say this had to be people, did he? So I think we just be a bit creative with this, right? I've got Rex and Woody. What I'm going to do, I've just bought these macro extender tubes. These literally cost me a tenner off eBay, and then your lens hangs off the end of them and it makes any lens macro. So what I'm thinking of is doing like a macro portrait of some of these toys and setting up like a little scene to give some kind of background. No idea. I'm gonna grab a load of stuff, set up a little scene, set up a camera, see how this goes. It might work, might be terrible. Oh, this makes me nervous on so many levels. Some like plants to go in the background, maybe lift him up a little. Right, okay, so what we've done, we've swapped to the 50mm with a 13mm macro spacer. Because of the macro, it makes your depth of field extremely tiny, so a bit of movement and it's kind of out of focus. So I've put my aperture to about f14 at the minute. So I'm now gonna get some lighting going on.
I think I am leaning towards just checking out what I can stick in front of the lens. I think I'm just going to raid our kitchen cupboards, raid kids' arts and crafts stuff, and just see what I can find that might be helpful. Maybe that one. Ah, bingo. Everyone loves a Sharpie. I bet the kids have absolutely ruined these though. We're going to crack the cling film out and maybe try and find a way of making some holes in it. I can never find the end. Now we've got to make some holes. I'm quite happy with how this is looking at the moment. I think the key to getting a good result with it is you basically don't want too much gap because it's such a fine adjustment. So you might have seen me just then moving the cling film round to find the sort of sweet spot to allow for the subject to be sharp whilst giving a nice blur to everything else. So you really need to play around with it. It's trial and error. Just have fun with it really. I like the results we got, but I just want to see if there's a way we can make it even better and see if we can maybe add a bit of colour to it. So we're going to go find those Sharpies and have a little colouring in session with our cling film.
This is my idea. I've got some fairy lights that I always keep in my photography bag just because, you know, you never know when you're going to need fairy lights, of course. Whoa! Timer is set, let's go. Okay, so it's still a little bit dark. We probably need to add some light onto my face. I have returned. This is just an old LED panel that I bought. So this should do the job. It's pretty bright. And it also has these magnetic diffusers on the front. So I've added just a transparent diffuser, which looks like it's seen better days. And then also it comes with an orange diffuser, which should be pretty good because hopefully that will mean that the light is a very similar color temperature to the warm lights in there. Ah, yeah, loads of light. Cool, let's go. I'm gonna try another one without the orange panel on. Oh, I may have blinked. I blinked. The more I look at these images, the more I'm beginning to think that actually the fairy lights are a little bit random. Just to be safe, I'm probably going to take them out and just try some, just with the LED, either holding it outside of the washing machine or just put it in the drum. I don't know. Okay, that's already looking better, I think. Why, hello there. So that's kind of the camera side of things wrapped up. I think I've got a shot I'm happy with, but you can never really tell with these kind of things until you get them into Lightroom and have a play around. So that's kind of my next step now. I'm going to upload everything to Lightroom, and when I find an image that I'm happy with, I'm going to get in contact with the guys and see how they've got on with their photo challenge. See you in a bit.
Got two phones with the lights on. I'm just shining one towards the background to light the trees a little, and then one I'm going to shine kind of up here I need it to be. Right, okay, so I've just been on the hunt around the house for like translucent things, anything we can put over these lights to give them like a colour or even just to soften them. So things I've got are tracing paper, the lid of chapstick. First, let's try and get the soft light. Literally just going to tape a square of this over my phone, see what happens. Nice little softbox. Let's see what you look like. Oh, it's so much softer. The lip balm. Oh, the yellow's kind of cool. I think the yellow could work. I'm just gonna tape this on. Look at that. Kind of want to make it a bit more dramatic, so I'm gonna try adding some smoke in. Got an old candle jar just to put the lit match in, just so I don't set fire to anything while I'm trying to concentrate. Oh, kind of got like a light flare. That looks cool. I need this to kind of stay somewhere. What can I do to hold a phone? Now we just need to work out how we can get this smoke going on. Let's see what we've got. Okay, I don't think the match smoke worked. I kind of like these match light flares. Let's stick these in Lightroom.
So Ollie's just going to colour in around the holes we made. Big blocks of colour. We've gone for a nice vibrant magenta, a nice blue as well to match that. Probably would have been easier to do this before we made the holes, huh? Mm. This is what we're left with. It looks absolutely friggin' terrible, but who knows, it might work. Let's go try it. Okay, so we just had a look at the back of the camera. Adding the colour to it works really well actually. The rain's about to pick up again. Ollie's getting absolutely freezing, bless him. So I think we're gonna go and see what we've got, see what we can do in the edit. And from the back of the camera, there's definitely some potential there. So I guess we'll see what we got. Oh, hi!
Hello, boys.
Together again.
I've missed you. You're awake now, Paul?
I am, mate, yeah. Nice afternoon in the bloody rain, fix that.
Yeah, it's not great weather to be outdoors, is it?
She's a bloody stinker, mate.
Right then, who wants to go first?
I'll go first. Okay, so what I went for was macro photography, and I did a portrait of my mate Rex here. So this is the one I've gone with. I've gone with a bit of like a film sort of edit to it as well.
Sick.
He looks very surprised.
Yeah, I mean he is. There's like, so the bottom right is literally a match like igniting.
You weren't fiddling him, were you, mate?
I had to stick a match in the back of him as well to keep his mouth open.
That's awesome, mate.
Right, who's next?
Pablo, go on.
I saw an advert for photography prisms, which is quite handy because it inspired me to just look for stuff to get a similar sort of effect. So this is the first image.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, mate, that looks awesome.
Most of the portraits were shooting at f2, f2.8.
It's great. You pleased with them?
Yeah, it was just all trial and error, really.
Sweet, well, I guess it's my turn then. I've spent most of the morning sticking my head in a washing machine. I wanted to take a self-portrait, so I decided that potentially the inside of a washing machine would be a good idea. Are you ready?
You look like an astronaut, or like you should be in some 1990s hip-hop video.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe this is a new career choice for me.
It's a bit sort of like, here's Johnny.
Yeah, exactly. It works really well with the distortion of the fisheye.
Yeah, the fisheye, I wouldn't have been able to do it without that fisheye. Cool, I'm glad you enjoyed it, guys. What else do we do with our time now? That's it. Go back to being bored.
We all know what George is going to do with that chapstick lid.
George, why does my chapstick smell funny? Well, than me. On that note, I'll speak to you guys later then. See you later, guys. So, how did we do? Make sure you let us know in the comments below whose portraits you thought were best. Also, if you liked this video and you'd like to see us do more of these types of challenges, be sure to like the video and also subscribe to the channel. Anyway, guys, that's about it for now. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, and we'll see you in the next video.